Well, I, I, I think that it's, yeah, I think that at first it's true, like the excitement of the new thing is just, and then all of a sudden you realize that you're so far from, like for me, I went from being, okay, not a very great classical pianist, but I'd worked at this, and I knew what music was supposed to sound like, at least in my head, and then so then I was going to trying to sing and play at the same time, and I was playing these very crude, very bad things, and so you go from playing amazing music like Chopin and Mozart to playing your own crap. It's like very unpleasant, you know, and then you think, well, does anybody need any, you know, and why should I even be making music when there's so many, you know, great works out there already, and then you have to get past that and sort of try and find just for your own, for me it was just my own pleasure. I was like, whatever, I'm gonna suck, but I love, you know, I feel compelled to write, so I'm gonna write and try and find a way with it, you know. But
you've said that writing songs is a mixture of euphoria and fear.
Well,
where's the fear come in?
I think that actually when I write songs, I don't feel fear. I don't know, sometimes I just get on the spot, like, and I try to answer something, and
well, it sounded great.
But
I was completely taken in. I was like, wow, fear. I got to ask her about that.
It sounds really poetic. I said that. No, I think that the fear definitely comes, like I get, you know, scared, like sitting, like playing.
Don't look up there.
Right before playing, I'm like, you know, very scared person. But and, you know, I know you're not all. You don't look very dangerous or anything, but but I do feel the panic. But I think that actually, yeah, I mean, I think, you know, maybe, you know, actually there is something to the fear, because the only fear that I do feel sometimes, it's kind of, I know, a non-horrible way of explaining this, but like the moment when you realize that you're writing something and you've in euphoric state or whatever, then you get scared that now you're not going to be able to finish, or you're going to spook it, or you're going to lose that moment, and then you're going to be stuck just trying to finish something with like no, you know, help. I don't know how to.
I detect the same sense of optimism in your work as well, Regina, and I wondered, I mean, you guys both should know better.
She has good parents, too.
Yeah, I do. And they're both optimists, with a healthy dose, though, of the tragedy might be just around the corner. Like, there might be a, you know, pack your bags, get out moment, as we had, but...
You know, you mentioned your parents. Could you talk about their place in your work for a moment?
Oh, I mean, it's giant. I mean, I can't even, it's almost like I can't even imagine that I would be doing really anything if I hadn't had them, they hadn't been the way they are. I mean, I think that basically, I think that good parents in our world are responsible for everything good that's ever happened in our world, and bad parents are responsible for everything bad that's ever happened in our world. That's how important parents are, I think. That's, yeah.
And another story that I read about that I was dying to hear, someone else had to tell you that you could be a singer?
You have such shock. Well, yeah, and actually this might sound really, okay, my parents are really good even though they told me that I was not a good singer.
Hey, everyone gets one mistake, right? You're a parent, Kurt, you know that.
Yes, but I tell my children they're good singers, so what can I say?
And are they?
They're in the audience, so
yeah. I was going to say, Regina, work with me. They're right one. Here.
No, they, you know what it was is just, I mean, in a lot of ways, I think that, well, first of all, I wasn't. And I really think that the people that said that to me in the beginning, like, thank God it was those people I bumped into, not the other ones. They would have been, keep your mouth closed, don't ever do that again. But it's just that I was the kind of singer that I loved singing, but I was never trained, so I would just, we didn't have a very big apartment, and they'd have to listen to 2 hours of me just yelling at the top of my lungs. I understand why they were like, maybe you shouldn't sing. Go practice piano. And I read that in what you said, that part on the subway in the Poetry in Motion thing, and I never read the book, but I like that.
E.B.
And
White's?
I remember, yes. And so now I know where it comes from. But
We're happy to serve.
thank you.
So the place of New York in your work and in your life, because you were not only an immigrant to this country, but you came here.
Well, I think that, to me, New York is it's like a separate planet within the planet, and so it's just because it's so international, and it's so, I don't know, it's so magical. Like you could walk 1 block, you have the most modern, crazy building, and hear like 5 different languages. Another block, there's some historic thing that looks like it's out of some little corner of Paris, and it's just it has so much. It does have all the stink in it and everything, and I love it, but very much. But I love. To me, it's very real, and like it's a city where if you walk out of your door, you're going to see real good in people, you're going to see real bad in people, you're going to see anger, you're going to see people being, really kind, and you're just going to experience a lot of emotion. Like there's no way that you're going to just walk out and have a really even-keel day and not feel anything, and not notice some heartbreaking thing or some beautiful thing. And so it's very much like you are engaged in your life if you're living in New York, because it's going to force you, So I love that, and I think, if you're writing, or like, and your world is stories and characters and people and things, then it's just the place to be, really.